If you haven't already done so, just ensure that you import these. You can obviously get back to where you were just by clicking on the search for assets, and it shows everything that you've searched for, so it's easy to get back to. So I'm just going to close this tab now. Alright, and everything is loaded up into the scene. Now I just want to work with enemy number 1 to begin with. So just find my enemies. I'm actually just going to why is enemy 1 outside? Enemy 1 with targets. Ah, okay, so I didn't drag enemy 1 onto enemy 1 with targets for some reason. Great, so it's there. Enemy 2 to enemy 6. I'm just going to hold shift and click all of them. Just switch those ones off to begin with. I'm going to go to enemy 1 and just ensure that enemy 1 is checked. Okay, why has he disappeared? We drag this back out again. Ah, okay. So my enemy 1 has for some reason disappeared out of the game. Oh, he's all the way over there. Okay, that's the reason why. So yeah, okay, so that's fine. He was just in a different place, that's all. So I'm just going to drag him onto there, and let's just put him back into position. There we go. Okay, so now we can give this character weapons or a weapon. Now it's up to you. I mean, you could put all of the weapons in the character's hand and then decide which one to go with. In this case, I'm just going to give the character the horror axe. Okay, so I'm going to have him walking around with an axe. So to do this, I'm going to find the horror axe. We're going to go to the prefabs. And as we can see, we've got a really good axe. The first one has blood on it, the other one is just clean. Alright, I actually prefer this one. Not sure why those are showing up as being really kind of foggy. But anyway, let's just drag this into the scene. First thing, it looks like it hasn't come in. It has, it's just extremely big. Okay, so there's the axe. So what we need to do, we need to reduce this size and scale. Alright, so 0.02 on X, Y, and Z scale. And there's the axe at a much better size. So let's just get it close to the character. Now a good way to see if it's close to the character is to get it to kind of like intersect with part of the character. As you can see there, let's see, wondered if this is too big actually. There we go, it's intersecting with his leg now, so, and obviously I just need to rotate this. No, I think that's pretty good size. If you do want to make it smaller, obviously just change the scale on there, maybe to 0.015, something like that. Okay, so we need to get it into his hand. It is his right hand that he's carrying, because that's what the animation is expecting. And we're just trying to basically line it up properly with his hand. Now we don't want it going through any part of his hand, so just try and get it as close as possible. Alright, I think that's looking pretty good. Now at the moment his hand is open, however what you're going to see from the animation is his hand will actually close around the axe and he will be carrying it properly. Alright, so I think it's in position. Now obviously it's put it right up here at the top of the hierarchy stack. So let's just click on it edit, copy, let's come all the way down to enemy 1, let's edit and paste, and then obviously it just puts it there underneath. Get rid of this one because we don't want two axes in the scene. Now what we need to do is attach it to his hand. So to do that, we're going to open up the enemy 1, open up this part mixamo.org.ips. We're going to start unfolding some of this. So spine 1, spine 2, and it's his right hand, so right shoulder, right arm, right forearm, and then obviously we see his right hand, and in there is obviously all of the fingers, etc. Oops. Okay, so we just need to parent this axe to his hand. So we're just going to click and drag onto the hand, and there it is. So wherever the hand goes, the axe will now follow. So if I think I have this maximize on play is not checked. So if I now just preview this, okay, so where's the character gone now? Oh, there he is. Okay, so for some reason he started all the way over there. What we can see now is that he is holding the axe. Now I think that axe is probably too big at the moment, so I am going to reduce this down. But you can see that he's actually holding the axe at the moment. By the way, anytime you want, you can actually just pause the game and check it out from all angles. In fact, I could just click anything else, and then obviously I can see it a little clearer. So you can see he is actually holding the axe. I just think it's maybe slightly too big. I might actually reduce that down to 0.185, something like that. Okay, just so it's slightly smaller. The alignment is pretty good in the hand. Okay, that's what you're needing to check. Now if you do make any adjustments while you've got it in pause mode, be aware that as soon as you press play and stop simulating, any changes you've made will disappear. It will go back to the way it was. So be careful about making any adjustments while you have it in pause mode. I'm just using this so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just going to make it slightly smaller, I think. So press play to undo. Okay, so the character has gone all the way back over here again. He's also stood in mid-air for some reason, so I'll sort that out in a second. So let's just find this axe and reduce it down a little bit. Now it's actually taken on the scale of the character. That's why the scale has changed now on the axe. So I'm just going to reduce it a little bit. So currently it's 0.012. So I'm going to try changing it to 0.10. Okay, so you see how that makes it a little bit smaller? 0 and 0. Okay, that may very well be good. So once again, I'm going to press play to simulate to see what it looks like. Go back over to the scene. This may very well be quite choppy at the moment because of the screen capture frame rate. Let me pause this. Click anywhere off of it, and let's get a little bit closer. So what I can see now is that the axe is about the right size, and I'm just going to try and get a little bit closer. However, the axe needs to go a little bit further up towards his hand to make it look like he's holding it properly. Yeah, okay, not so bad. Just needs going up a little bit, that's all. So let's do that. Let's find the axe. Let's just double click so that we can get closer. I can see now that it is a little bit further away from his hand. So it just needs to go up until it reaches to about there. Okay, and that is good. So his hand is in the right position there. And all I need to do now is just move my enemy 1. Now why on earth has enemy 1 appeared right at the bottom of the stack there instead of appearing within this prefab? So I'm just going to place him back in there, and I'm just going to move him back into the position where I'd like him to be. Double click to get a little bit closer, just down toward the ground, just slightly above it. It will actually drop down to the ground anyway because of the nav mesh. I'm just going to press play to simulate to make sure that the enemy doesn't get taken out of this prefab. Ah, so he does. We notice there the enemy has now appeared at the bottom. Okay, I think it could potentially have something to do with a prefab issue, or it could very well be something to do with an animation issue. Okay, so I will sort that for the next video and show you how to get that sorted.